In-flight visual navigation consists of 5 basic steps, starting with the departure from your aerodrome. Most navigation techniques assume you will start your navigation leg from overhead your first waypoint. However, if you're departing an aerodrome, you may fly a mile or so away from the airfield before turning onto your first heading. In this case, you have 2 options, a direct departure or an overhead departure. For a direct departure, after takeoff, turn directly on course at a safe altitude. This will intentionally put you off your planned track, and you can expect to have to make a correction en route. Alternatively, you can plan the route to account for this offset starting point, but a change in runway direction could scupper this plan and cause you some issues. The second option is an overhead departure. After takeoff, continue climbing while following the circuit direction. Once you have climbed above circuit altitude, respecting any other airfield or airspace restrictions, turn to fly overhead the airfield and onto your pre-planned heading. Note, this method is not commercially expeditious, so it should only be used where a direct departure is not possible, e.g., to avoid high terrain. Now let's look at the 5 steps of the navigation process. Step 1 is the hat check. At each turning point, carry out a hat check. If your starting point is your departure aerodrome, you can conduct the hat check before takeoff as part of your departure briefing. Heading. Check your pre-planned heading, set your heading bug and course pointer. The course pointer should be set to your desired track. Altitude. Check your pre-planned altitude, set your altitude bug and climb or descend as necessary. Time. Record your actual time of arrival at the start of the leg and calculate your estimated time of arrival for the end of the leg. Step 2 is to confirm your first navigational feature. Pick up your chart to check your first large identifiable feature and the time you expect to arrive there. Here, the first large navigational feature is Hereford at 5 minutes along the leg. You can then stow your chart. This helps to keep you looking outside and prevents over-focusing on any small features between your pre-planned large navigational features. Step 3. Look out and look ahead. Maintain a continuous lookout and look ahead for your first navigational feature. This is your priority until you are 2 to 3 minutes from arriving at your first feature. Step 4. The clock to map to ground process. Clock. Check your watch and confirm that you are 2 to 3 minutes before your first navigational feature. Map. Check the feature and time on your chart, including any surrounding features that you can use to positively identify it. Ground. As you arrive at the ground feature, positively identify it and make any corrections to your track and ETA that may be required. It is recommended that you use 3 things to identify a feature. For example, the 3 things to identify this first feature, Hereford, could be 1. Arriving after approximately 5 minutes en route. 2. The river running east to west through the middle of the town. 3. The river running north to south on the eastern side of the town. Step 5. Prepare for the next feature. Check your chart for the next navigational feature and your estimated time of arrival. Again, stow your chart to focus on your lookout and prevent the distraction of small features in between each of your pre-planned navigational features. Approaching the next feature, carry out the clock, map, ground process again. Repeat this process until you have reached the end of your leg. Always remember your priorities: aviate, navigate, communicate, checks. While carrying out these navigation steps, ensure you continue to aviate, look out and fly your heading and altitude accurately.